gentlemen, welcome to a new episode of the Good Night Podcast. Today we have a very special edition. Today, first non-comedian to be on the podcast. Funnier than most comedians I know. A very important person in my life, I would say. In my life I met maybe 3-4 people that I'm like, these guys are special. As you know, we have Eugene, Guillaume, Gabe, and ladies and gentlemen, your guest tonight, my friend, my mentor, if I may say so, my advisor, a man who I owe a lot. It's very scary to have you on the podcast. Our friendship is not so public, but man I love a lot. Mr. Sid Khullar, everybody. Sid Khullar.
Thanks for having me. Man, you complimented me so much. I feel like we're in the gay area. I feel like you should be like,
yeah,
come here, come here.
And this is how you get spots, everybody.
That's the way we do it.
Thank you so much for doing the podcast, Sid.
Thanks for having me.
Sid runs the MTL Comedy Club. So if you ever want to go see a show, just go to mtlcomedyclub.com for all your comedy needs. Club Atwater is the best one. So you should always come to Club Atwater.
It is a good venue. It's one of the best venues we have.
It is one of the best venues. Great hosts, great lineup,
great host,
great food.
Apart from him mouthing the mic every week.
He says that, but he always encourages freedom of speech.
This is for all the comedians in Montreal. It's our
revenge.
It's our sweet revenge.
The revenge.
Sorry, I couldn't mouth it as deep as this guy.
This is Sid. I have 10 years of practice, all right? It's not that easy.
I don't know where you've been practicing, but it's not all on the mic.
I've been working on it. Thank you so much for being on the podcast.
Thanks for coming. I feel bad now.
For what? For modding the mic?
Sucking this cock.
You're the first one. You're the first one who has sucked this mic.
I'm sure you've done it at home a couple times.
I practice. I do. Sometimes, how do you think I write jokes? I walk with a mic. I have a mic at home, and sometimes the joke just.
I gotta go Lysol my mouth after I leave.
Okay, Sid. Now you keep pushing the mic even further from your. Sid is not used to. He's very behind the scenes. It's very rare that you see. Is this you've done Pentelis once?
No, but I try to stay out of the podcast because most times I think people try to kind of push me one way or the other with my views and stuff like that. So I try to only do certain podcasts or certain online.
No, I would never do that, Sid. Yeah. So Palestine and Israel, which
year, which month? It depends because it's a long journey. What you're talking about.
So
I hope for peace for both parties.
All right. So as I said, Sid he runs MTL Comedy Club. There's going to be a lot of new comedians who are going to be watching this. So I thought
Nobody watches this.
No, you'd be surprised, Sid. You'd be surprised.
There's 1,000 views. You watch it 980 times.
Yes, I come 3 times.
The rest is Gabe while he's editing.
It's Gabe while he edits. That's Gabe, though. He's editing. You want to say hi, Gabe?
What's up, Gabe? Thanks for the invite to the wedding. So,
Gabe, Sid, you have a system.
Yes, I am the new Gabe.
You're more than that. You're Sid. You have a system, because I think that's a good question to start with. So you see a lot of open micers, which is a good thing because you get to see new talent, but also a terrible thing because you get to hang out with open micer. You have a system. Do you mind sharing that system for the new people watching this who are curious, hey, I want to start doing weekends. What should I do?
You want to start at weekends?
Yeah, let's say I want to do weekends.
Okay.
And I'm an open micer. I just started comedy.
If you're fresh, we start you off on Mondays. Mm-hmm. Monday is the beginner mic. So we produce it. I produce it with Ben Cardilli. He's also a really great host. You'll get 3 minutes to start. We'll progress you to 4 minutes and 5 minutes if you do well. After you graduate from Mondays, we'll get you a Sunday at Brass Door,
which is a very fun show.
It's a very fun show, but you have to graduate properly. It can't be, half-assed. You have to be at that level. So we'll graduate you to another mic at Brass Door. Once you graduate that, you get to the showcase.
Yes.
The showcase at Melrose was one of the toughest rooms.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it closed.
That's how tough it was.
Now we're going to Estrella.
Yeah, for some time, and then we're going to a new location, I think. Yeah.
I think so, with the same owners as Melrose. Yeah. But so now the showcase is at Melrose at Estrella. Once you graduate that, then you get paid spots. Then we start paying you Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And Friday, Saturdays, we have a bunch of shows. Like last weekend, we did 6 on Friday. I think we did 7 on Saturday. So we have a bunch of them. And then we also have corporates, and then now we're starting to do galas. We're going to get into it. It's our first one coming up. So we're trying to like get bigger now. So like there'll be plenty of spots for everybody.
And what do you look for in like okay, this guy, I want to work with him more. I want to book him more. What do you look for in a fresh human that just entered the scene?
Okay, so these are two things. One, you have to work on your craft. So if your set's good, that's great. But you have to also be nice off stage. So if you're a sack of shit, and so it's like comedy's like society. 90% of people are great. Then you have 10% that are complete psychopaths. You don't even want to run into them on the street. Like when you see them, you're like, let me cross the street. Let me duck into the store. Those 10 will make your life, not only for me, but for other comedians, they'll make your life miserable. So just like, don't get into, like, my advice is try to stay away from the psychopath. If you stay away from them, you're already winning. Because if they get their hands on you and they steer you the wrong way, like, hey, don't do this show and don't do that show. You know why they're telling you that? Because they're not getting on those shows. They're not getting on, so they're like, hey, let me drag everybody down with me, and it's the wrong thing. I tell everybody to do everybody's shows. You have to do everybody's shows, from like the worst open mics where there's 0 people to the best clubs, which some some clubs in the city tell people not to work with me for one reason or another. I think it's more because of their competition. But regardless, I tell people to do all the shows. Do them all, because that's how you're going to get better. It's different audiences for you. You'll see what works with different audiences, and like you have to be able to pivot with different people. You're not going to do this if you're doing the same set for an urban crowd than for the 9-year-old grandmas. You have some work to do. You have some experience to
learn to adapt.
Yeah,
you could do the same jokes, but it's how you bring them to the crowd. I find. That's what doing different rooms allow you to do.
Yeah, you can also address the fact that it's all 9-year-olds and like they wouldn't get your material, and this is
think of addressing the fact
they haven't sucked dick since the 60s. That's why they're not getting the mouthing of the mic.
Everybody sucks. Yeah, but exactly, it's nostalgia. It's the biggest drug. They're like, I remember when I sucked the dick when Nixon was president. And they liked it.
Well, that's it. That's pretty much it. I look for like good people. Good comedians. That's the two things I look for.
Yeah.
So if you're like I said, if you're not great off a stage, and if you can't handle simple instructions like, hey, can you stop talking loud in the back of the room because your peer is on stage, for example, and he's just, having a conversation in the back, I'll let it go 2-3 times, but after the 5th time, you're like, okay, you're interrupting the whole show. And like, it's your peer that's like really... being affected. It's not even me. It's like, poor Amber's on stage doing his new bit, and there's a guy in the back going, hey, so I slept with this girl last night. You're like, okay, man, like, I understand you wanna tell your story, but like, it's the wrong time and place.
Professionalism.
Like go outside. Like, there's a whole outside to do that. Take the other person, go outside. So there's a lot of things, So now to graduate to big shows, you have to really be good. So you have to like be on time, not be interrupting shows, not going in and out, not smoking weed right outside the venue, not smoking weed inside the venue, not rolling your joint inside the venue. I'm sorry, but this is like, to me, it's simple stuff that you think that, people should understand. They're like just over their head. Like, why not doing coke off the restaurant table? All these things have happened. I'm not sure like how they thought it was okay, and like there's a bunch of stuff like that. You're like, okay, a big thing is also like try to stay off of controversy, off stage, on the street and basically online. So if you're like online and like going nuts on people, like we kind of want to stay away from that, because now because if you're on our show, you're kind of affecting our brand.
Yeah.
So we want to try to stay away from that, and also like and there's also one other thing. If you're at the show,
it's so hard not to name names. I know Sid, he's like, oh.
And if the show is starting and you come up to me and you're asking me 35 questions during the show, I'm trying to watch the comedian on stage, And number two, I don't want to answer your questions. I'm there usually an hour and a half before the show. You had an hour and a half to come ask me about these questions. And there's also, I'm always available online, you know that. So you could message me through Messenger or Instagram, and I'll answer those questions. But it's not pressing questions, or after the show. But during the show, it's like, okay, man, nobody wants, I don't care about your tire sale. Nobody gives, nobody gives a
Sid, you save money.
So, there you go. Like, that's it. That's what it is. I guess that's why people don't have me on the podcast.
No. I think this is very important. I think, Gabe, make a clip out of this, because I think I wanted to open with this because the first 10 minutes everybody watches them, and I want all the open micers who are watching
watch
this.
the rest. I'm going to name names.
Names are going to drop.
I'm going to talk shit about everybody.
Put something in his Coke. Let's see what's going to happen. Sid, how long have you been now in the comedy world?
I think it's 7 or 8. I mean, like, there's COVID has been like, what? COVID was what, 2 years?
Yeah.
I would say like 5, 6. Like
5, 6 plus COVID.
Yeah, but I don't even count COVID, because COVID was
What is your favorite thing about being in the comedy world? Because you don't perform. You've never been on stage. You have no interest.
It's not that I don't have an interest. It's I don't think it mixes. Because what happens is people almost try to take advantage of you. So there's that 10% in there. There's some comedians that will try to take advantage of you because you're a comedian. I see it with you guys, where you guys have to trade favors to get on other shows. Whereas I don't have to do that. And I can tell people to go f themselves. And I have in the past. Even to the point where, like, some people didn't want me to produce shows with them anymore because I wouldn't put them on weekends. And they're like, I will not, I don't want you to produce the show with me if you don't give me a weekend spot. Well, go f yourself. I don't care. That's the part you guys don't get. I do not care. Don't come to me and ask me to produce shows with you thinking that I'll give you a weekend spot. You'll have to earn it like everybody else. Like, you'll have to 100% earn it.
Your brand does not depend on you performing anywhere as a unique producer, which I think the city needed, because for the longest time we didn't have that. Every producer was also a comedian, and I think it was a much toxicer environment than it is right now.
Every producer, every club owner, like, they're all that. But, like, people are like, well, you're not a comedian. How do you produce shows? I'm like, I don't know. Same way JFL does, and their owner's not a comedian. Yeah. Same way a bunch of Netflix, their owner's not a comedian. There's a bunch of, like, and there's a lot of comedy clubs where their owners aren't comedians. So you guys have it wrong. But that's only that 10%. The rest of you guys are cool. 10%.
Okay, so let's go back. What's your favorite part about being a comedy producer?
My favorite part?
Yes.
My favorite part are the comedians.
We're the best. Aren't they the best?
The comedians are, because, like, so have you worked in an office?
Yes, of course, yeah.
Okay, so in the office, we have a little bit of that too, but in the office, you have people that are nice to you. And we have a couple of producers like that too that are like, oh, Sid, you're the best producer in the world. You're the godfather of comedy. And then when you leave the room, they talk to you. So that's kind of like the office world.
Yeah.
Whereas 90% of people will tell you how they feel. And I'm all about that. Come tell me actually how you feel, what you want, how to achieve your goals. And I will tell you exactly, hey, do this, do this, do this. And then you will we'll kind of drive you towards that. And they'll be like, hey, this joke didn't work. You need to work on this, or this didn't work, or this didn't work. And they're like, wow, that worked for, like, an audience in 2005. I'm like, yeah, 2005? 2005? Shut the up. Like, nobody gives a f. So, like, you got to get your together. Get your stuff together. Be nice off stage. Be nice on stage. But my favorite part is, going back to that, are the comedians, because everybody's a character. Everybody is, like, they're very much into, like, they're individuals. In the office scene, it's very like, hi, how are you? How was your day? Thank you very much.
NPCs.
Oh, well, I don't see that. Well, okay, well, thank you very much. Have a great day. I'll see you on Monday at the office. Like, in the comedy world, it's like, hey, man, I didn't like that. Can you stop doing that? It hurt my feelings. I'm like, cool, man. Like, cool, yeah.
Yeah, it's they're individual. Yeah. They're different human beings.
Yeah, and you're like, hey, man, like, I didn't appreciate that you were a piece of you to snap. I'm like, oh, cool, yeah. Sorry, sorry I did that. Like, if I'm wrong, I will apologize for whatever. I'm like, okay, my bad. Like, I know when I'm wrong and I did something wrong. And, like, explain it to me, like, okay, I was wrong. It was my fault. I apologize.
So the uniqueness of characters of each comedian that you encounter, that's your favorite part.
Yeah.
The fact that what makes us a bit crazy, that's how you go, like, I like these people.
it's not even crazy. Like to me, it's
Different.
It's different. It's regular. It's like when you're with your friends.
Yeah.
They're just like they're being themselves.
Yeah.
At the office, there's that filter.
Yeah.
There's sometimes just 2, 3, 4, 5 layers, and like at home they're f***ing cats, but in the office like, hey, how are you? You're like, ah, cool.
That also translates when you're doing corporates. Like when I do corporates, I find it so because they're all there. For example, let's say you work in an office and you're at a corporate comedy show. You're not Sid the human. You're Sid the accountant, or Sid the salesman, or Sid the director. So to get them to laugh, you have to make them forget their job title just for like the 12, 15 minutes you're on stage, just so they can laugh as humans. Because sometimes they don't want to laugh because like, oh, if I laugh at a blowjob joke, my colleague might judge me.
Yeah.
So corporates, you have to be so smart the way you approach every subject.
A lot of people at corporates, it's tough. We've done some. It's very tough because like half the room is there just to show their face.
Yeah.
Then the other half is there, let's say, either to get free food, free booze, or finger the secretary. It's one of the three. Sorry for the secretaries.
Hey, secretary is gender neutral. You can finger a guy or a girl.
I don't care. I don't think it's about gender. It's about the secretary being fingered.
It's okay. It's okay. Okay. All right. This is interesting. Okay. So, but why did you stay? Because you've had many businesses, right? You've had a grocery store, if I remember correctly. You did construction.
The construction. I was in the club scene.
Oh yeah, and you were in the club scene for the longest time. You were a promoter in the club scene, and because you sold all these businesses. I remember you told me the way you make money is by selling a successful business. You told me this is how you build wealth.
I don't think anybody wants to buy this.
That's what you say. No, I'm pretty sure someone would.
I think it's
please don't. I'm telling you, if you sell it, let me know 6 months in advance, so I can move to Toronto or something.
Well, number one, it's fun. It's fun for me, no matter what anybody thinks. I think it's fun. Number two, I don't think I've done all I could do with it.
Okay.
So we're kind of like, this year is going to be like the gearing up to, I think this 2020, the end of 2025 is going to be gearing up to 2026. And then we'll see what direction we're going to go into. So either we're going to try to get bigger. So we're going to try to get into another space. So that's what we're trying to do. We're doing, like I said, we're doing our first gala this year. See how it goes, what the costs are. There's, you learn by experience. So there's different things we need to learn, how to deal with management there. Because, we've done I did a couple of theaters, and everybody has a different way of working. It's very much a corporate style. Whereas I like to just like go in, hey, the day out, hey, this.
Human to human.
Theaters, a lot of it's like, this is what we need, and you have to send them an email like 2 months in advance, and this is all the things we need, this is the way we want it set up, this is how many security we need at the front, side, back, this is what we need in the back room, and there's a whole bunch of things, even like little things like bracelets. The last time we did one, we had to buy bracelets from the theater, and they charged us for every single bracelet we needed, and we're like, why were we paying $1 a bracelet? They're 1 cent on Amazon, and like, so you're trying to learn about all the little costs that go along with it, and plus what it costs to break even, like, and at what point are we making money. There's also other big players in that space, so we're how it's going to affect us with the bigger players, because they have the money.
Yeah.
So they could just take us out with.
Well, they can get the big names. That's pretty much.
They can get the big names, but like, so can we. It just takes money, really. But putting out money is one thing. Losing it, one show after another. When you're it's different when you're losing $100 or $200 or $300. But when you're bringing an artist, let's say for example, and you're putting down $25K.
Yeah.
And you're renting the space, and now you're doing the marketing on top of the $30K you just spent, plus your openers. You're getting into this kind of like, I would say financial situation that's very, I don't know if you guys have an extra $40K to spare, but you're kind of, you see it. You can see it all like falling apart, or it could go really well, and you're kind of making steps. You're advancing. So it's slow steps. Baby steps.
I'm assuming, because I'm learning this by myself, is that I'm doing bigger shows now myself. I'm producing bigger shows. I'm doing the road. trying to sell tickets. I base my confidence based on the shows I do here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna go on stage, shit my pants in front of 3 people. Why? Because, well, life has taught me that, okay, if I do these things, success is gonna come, hopefully. So you're building your confidence, the fact that you're taking these bigger risks, on the fact that you take all these risks in the past so far.
But you have you have unwarranted confidence.
Me?
Like, yeah, you're like delusional a little bit.
Well, you have to be. You have to be.
Now you're doing well, man. Your road shows look really they look really good. You're taking the leap.
Yes.
That's what I love about you this time in your life.
Thank you, sir.
I watch you and I'm like, oh, he's taking the leap. He's doing well. You're doing your own shows. You're producing. You're getting the experience behind you, and that's what you want as a comedian.
I have to, Sid.
Yeah.
Listen, I know you love me, and I know you love all your comedians, right? All the comedians that you book, I know you trust them, and you believe in them, and you love them. But you cannot make me a headliner. I have to make myself a headliner.
Nowadays, you have to. Yeah. So nowadays, it's going to be.
And I learned this from you and your brother. Like, you have to trust yourself.
Yeah.
And take the leap yourself. If no one's gonna jump with you, no one's gonna jump for you. If you don't jump, no one's gonna jump.
Yeah. So now it's also switched also. So now it's a lot of social. So like your podcast. So a lot of it's like a lot of people are becoming comedians off their social network. So not all of them are great, but they have the followers, and that's what kind of counts. So now, which is weird. It almost like flipped a little bit. So it's like the comedians are online that started off online just doing skits and stuff are not, I would say, the most refined on stage, but they get the audiences, and that translates into ticket sales.
I did the reverse.
So I think they're winning there, but I think long term you'll win. I think long term you'll win because you have the chops to be a headliner anywhere.
Yeah.
So now you can do it, but now you just have to gather the audience behind you, and you'll be successful.
I have no idea.
And you're great off stage.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Sid.
Not like those 10% of psychopaths in our city.
This might be the name of the podcast. the low 10%. It's again, as you said, I come from an office world where like professionalism was so important, because I always consider a job, even when I was an open micer and everybody was befriending everybody and getting drunk, because this is how you become friends with someone. You get drunk, you say some racial slurs, you bond. This is how you become friends. I didn't do any of that. I didn't have time to do any of that. I was so stressed.
Working.
No, but like you get drunk with your friends and you say stupid things, and I wasn't doing. That's why my beginnings were so tough, because everybody was a degenerate and I was not. I just came from engineering job, and everybody was everybody was drinking and partying, and I'm like, no, I want to go on stage and do my jokes about the Jews.
Yeah, I think
nobody was like talking to me after. And then you came, and I remember to the day I met you. I'm like, oh, he's a professional. I could tell you're wearing a really tight black T-shirt, and you had longer hair, much longer hair than you do now. And it was in front of the Comedy Works. That's the day I'm like, this guy's gonna be in my life forever.
Yeah,
he's a professional.
I think that was the beginning of Comedy Works.
Yeah. Sorry?
That was the beginning of Comedy Works. Yeah, I remember those days. Yeah. You had hair. I was skinnier.
You had. You were much skinnier. You were. The T-shirt you wore. Okay, Gabe, I'll send you a photo of Sid when he was really muscled for you to include it. But you wore really tight T-shirts. You look really hot. You had like a big V shape. You had the lines. It was really nice.
They've all changed. Now you just borrow everybody's hat at shows. How many times have you taken somebody's hats from the audience to cover your bald head? You're like, it's gonna make it funny.
Glasses.
That's gonna make it funny.
Sid, okay, I'll take off my hat for this.
I actually got you something.
I look very funny.
I actually got you something. I got you guys because I remember there was this guy in the audience, and he was wearing a do-rag, and you asked him if you could have it, and he said no because it was a black guy and he's wearing it. And Amber's like, "Let me have the do-rag." So I got Amber a do-rag. So next show or tonight maybe.
Oh God!
I hope you enjoy that. I got you that.
It says do-rag. Oh my God, Sid.
You don't need to wear it now. Just you can wear it on the show.
No, I have to. No, Sid, I have to wear it now.
I don't know, bro.
So do-rag, premium head. It's 2 do-rags. Whoa, okay.
Give one to your girlfriend.
She is African. Is she here?
I think there's a. Oh, okay, it's okay.
Oh,
You
so
know, this is a way to open it.
so.
I don't know how to wear this. So.
Oh, you don't? Okay, I
Yeah.
thought. So this is a do-rag. And by the way, why do black people wear do-rag? Is it like a fashion thing?
I don't know. I don't want to. I don't want to tell you why they wear it. So I'm just gonna say I don't know, because, oh yeah, that's it. You, we're close to Oshlaga. I don't know if you wrap it around. I don't think it's a turban. I think it's just in the back. I guess you can wrap it around.
Does it supposed to?
Yeah, that's it. You should wear it tonight. Hey, can I drop you off in Montreal Nord with that? I think they would appreciate it.
Oh my god! But this is so soft. This is really soft. Okay, Sid. First of all, thank you so much. You just made my day. I never got a present live on the one. And it's a do-rag. Oh, this is really soft.
Oh, you got a white one?
I got a white.
Look
Yeah,
at
there's
that,
two. You got me two.
That depends what neighborhood you're in. I
Would you
guess.
like to try
No,
that?
it's okay. I'm good. Man.
That would be
I'm
great.
good. I'm happy with this hat.
Oh, thank you so much.
I'm happy with this hat.
Did you go to a black store and like, hi, can I buy a do-rag?
No, so it's like 2025, so you can order things online without seeming racist. Hey, you got a do-rag I can wear? I'm dating a girl. Nah, I don't.
A white guy wants to think he's black. Oh my god! Can I say the N-word now? Is that,
No,
this is the law.
I don't think that allows you to.
Wait, I'm gonna do like a Attell. You know Dave Attell?
Oh, yeah.
He wears a do-rag and a hat at the same time.
That's all right. It's okay.
Thank you, sir. That is truly so sweet of you.
I know you wanted one. That guy wouldn't let you take it off his head. He's like, no, I'm wearing it. Like, no, but just for a second. Literally, the guy, he's wearing it. And you're like, let me borrow it. He's like, no, it's a do-rag. No, but I just for a second. He's like, no.
I'm not aware.
I've never seen like 3 or 4 black guys wanting to beat you up so bad. Like, give me your do-rag. Like, are we getting robbed?
Sit. Listen, you have to agree with me that part of my charm on stage is that I know how to be very stupid.
It's not very stupid. It's just like some of the
Or
stuff.
ignorant.
No, it's not ignorant. It's like some of the stuff is like so over the top that it is funny.
Yeah, of course. If I'm asking a black guy, can I try your do-rag?
But you were insistent. That was the part that was funny. It's like, no, bro, I'm wearing it. No, but just give it to me. Just for a second. No, bro. Like, I need it. Like, I'm not taking it off. I'm like...
You've seen me do a lot of crazy things on stage. And I have to say, maybe I think only once or twice you asked me not to do something on stage. But usually, carte blanche. As long as I'm getting laughs, you never had any issues. One time you told me not to do something, not because I did it badly, but someone else did it. And you're like, I gotta pull the plug on.
Yeah.
Which is not a lot of comedians. Like, I can't say that a lot of producers where you give them. I sucked so many mics in the city.
I know.
To the chagrin of so many comedians.
I think you started COVID. You're like, let me suck
My Chinese
all
students.
these mics. Suck all these mics.
I've gotten sick a lot, and I'm sure it's because of the mics I've sucked. I probably caught something that
Probably.
I'm
They're
not
not,
supposed to.
because mics aren't the cleanest either. Have you ever looked
disgusting.
inside the mics?
Oh, yeah.
Some of them are disgusting. You're mouthing them like, bro,
Sid.
that's not right.
Listen, as an artist, I cannot let my health. No. If I have to do something crazy, then I'm gonna suck the mic. I never censor myself on stage. If it's hilarious, I've done stupid joke in front of security guards at Delhi, and they started laughing. Anybody else that was like, okay, we need to cut the show. Like, I literally, security was passing, and I was like, Allahu Akbar. I would take the mic and shove it up my ass, and they're like, what's going on? No, I cannot. I think, and I've learned this from the best, is that you cannot censor yourself on stage. Some people are blessed. I'm blessed with that.
Yes, to certain points. I'm like, there's like a limit too. Like, there's like there is a limit. So you can't.
I let I let Allah self-control. Like, if there's a limit, maybe once or twice I've passed it. I remember once I did a show, and there was a person who was in a wheelchair, but like full, like just his head was working and his finger, and nothing else was working. And I said that I was an Arab. He went, ah! And then he left. I'm like, you're racist? You can't even run away from me if I go after you. You're gonna be racist towards me?
He wasn't enjoying the material. He's like, okay, that's enough.
Like, what this? No, I was killing. It's just he didn't like the fact that I was an Arab. He's like, ah. And he's like, you can't even open the door to leave. Somebody's gonna have to open the door for you.
Did he come back or no?
No. He just left.
Oh.
Yeah.
Maybe he ran out on his bill, or he rolled out.
He rolled out on his bill. No, you meet some interesting characters. I have to say, Sid, I've talked about interesting characters. I've never met anyone who can handle drunk people as well as you. You know, everybody has like, for example, Eddie Murphy in the movie, he knows how to speak to animals. In that movie, A Child Can Speak to Dead People. Everybody has a magical talent from God. The way you speak with drunk people and you can diffuse a situation so quickly, they think you're their friend in like 10 seconds. It's creepy. It's creepy how good you are.
I think it's the 10 years in the club scene or the bar scene. It was quite the experience. It was like, that's what you're dealing with. That's what you're dealing with all day.
Of all ages. I've seen you deal with like drunk 20-year-olds to drunk 60-year-olds where the bartender was about to raise his hand and punch, and you're like, all right, let's... And I take photos, by the way. If you ever see me take photos, I'm like, this is crazy.
It's the same thing. They're just being ridiculous. So you're just like, the trick to dealing with drunk people is you have to agree with them to start.
Yeah.
And then you're just like, oh yeah, but now we have to leave.
Ah.
So you just gotta agree with them, pretend you're their friend, and just be like, okay, now it's time. You know where would be a good place to tell me the story? Outside. And then you just lock the door behind them.
Yeah.
Basically, that's how you deal with drunk people. You just agree with them. You pretend you're their friend. You're like, hey, tell me this outside. I can't hear anything. They just walk them out. And you're like, all right.
Because people don't... Sid, you're the producer. You're the door guy. You're the security. You're the tech guy. You're the light guy. You have like 6 jobs at every show. And I've seen you handle each and every one of these situations. I've seen you whisper to people's ears who were like disturbing the show.
Yeah.
Quite a...
Hey, shut the...
Yeah, I like that when I don't have to do that as a comedian. Like, let's say I'm producing a show. I love, because if I say I'm hosting it, as a host, you have to be always welcoming and fun and yes-ending.
You have a lot on your plate, too.
You can't be strict. You need an outside guy who's strict.
There's also a way to... So the way you address comedians is different than the way you address patrons. Comedians, I almost have to yell at them because I'll tell them 5 times, and it's almost like... I don't know what it is, but like the words are not going in.
I've never seen him yell in
not
the
yell,
10 years
but like,
I've known him.
But like, hey, but I won't yell, but I'll be like, hey, can you shut the up?
This is him yelling.
Yeah, can you shut the fuck up? So like, no, but it's like a little aggressive. Whereas, because like, it's the 3rd or 4th time I tell them, and like they're disturbing all the patrons that paid for the show. So like, I think comedians don't kind of understand that people set aside, let's say, especially on Friday, Saturday, people set aside their Friday or their Saturday.
Yeah.
They get dressed up, a lot of them. They come all the way from home. They park in their car. They'll pay like $10, $15 for parking sometimes. Okay, they pay their ticket. They pay their meal. So, drinks. So the whole evening sometimes will cost them, per person, will cost them $100, $150. This is the meal. And I'll get to the other point later. $100, $150. So let's say for 2, you're taking out a date, it costs you $300. And then you have this imbecile that's a comedian. It's on the show, disturbing the show. Like you can't hear because you're telling the story about the tire sale. Like nobody cares. Nobody cares. Tell them outside. And like that small percentage of comedians, it's almost like they want to be the center of attention the entire show, and they can't handle like not being heard at that moment. But like, your peers are on stage, so like you're on stage or Ben's on stage, and like okay, but like people are trying to perform and people are trying to listen to this guy or this girl, right? So shut the up. That's all. Like there's no 2 ways about it. You're on the show. I don't understand this. You're a comedian. You should understand that. Patrons is different. Patrons like, excuse me, this is supposed to be like a movie theater. So like, and when I say that, they quiet down. Like, there's not supposed to be any table talking because people are trying to listen, and then they just all quiet down. If you say movie theater, and you guys are going to take it from me, and you guys are going to do it from now on. Yeah. When you say movie theater, I know you're going to do it. It's supposed to be like movie theater.
I'm in learning mode right now.
Say movie theater, because everybody understands how you're supposed to act at a movie theater.
Well, I don't know. Sid, you
grew
up in Côte d'Ivoire. There's some people who talk a lot in movie theaters.
No, you got to be quiet, and if you're going to jerk off, go in the back and jerk off and be quiet. That's it. That's all. But that's all it is. Like, but you know, and like, not only that, but like, so we work with different venues.
Yes.
Okay. So it's not like the venues have us because they were doing well. They were either doing okay, or they were like in a little bit of trouble, right? So that's who kind of we work with. Like, okay, like Wednesdays is not full, or Tuesdays is not full. So like, let's have a show so we could get extra clients. So, you know, sometimes they're not in trouble, but they want the extra business, basically. So there's a lot on the line. There's the business owner that has, you know what I mean? Like, so if you're disturbing the show and we ruin, week after week, you're ruining the show and we lose the show. So the business owner's not happy. We lose the show there. He's not making the extra income. Now the waitresses, the 2 or 3 waitresses that work there are not making their income for that day or the tips. The bartender's not there. Then there's the cleaners. And you're responsible for all that because you couldn't shut the for an hour and a half. Like, get your together. Be an adult.
Go outside.
No, that's it. Stop your That's all. That's all I want. And it's like, if you can't handle that, then I can't put you on bigger shows. I can't match you with people. I can't be like, hey, by the way, this guy, he's the most professional guy. Have him on your show. Because if I do that and you know, you go in with that attitude, that person won't trust me again. So it's my name on the line. And I know, like I said, the industry, whether it's festivals, clubs, other producers or whatever, it's almost built on favors, where they're trading favors. And you see it. It's like that person doesn't have a good 3 minutes. I don't know how they got on that show. And then they get on that show, and you're like, that was dog shit. Everybody sees it. Everybody's like, what the f***? You realize this is what's happening. And that's what I'm trying to avoid. I don't want that. I want it to be very professional, especially when I do things. What they do on their own time, if they want to trade favors, if they want to put their friends on, hey, you're more than welcome to do that. But at the end of the day, the show will pay the price. And, you know, sometimes it takes 5 years, sometimes it takes 10 years, but people see what you're doing. And they think you're ridiculous. It's like, it's probably the most unprofessional thing you could do. That's it. That's all I got to say about that.
The low 10%. I wonder if they're watching.
I don't give a fuck. They'll probably watch. Who gives a fuck?
Hate watch. If you're hate watching this, give it a thumbs down.
No, if you're hate watching this, share it. Share it with your friends.
Share with other people.
Don't just pretend you didn't watch it, you cocksuckers.
I was like, my head is. I'm like, oh yeah, I have a do-rag on my head. I'm like, what's this? It's interesting.
I hope you go to a black area tonight. I hope your car gets stuck in Montreal Nord on the way home. And you're like,
no, I'll give them, guys. I have a do-rag for sale. Should I do a good night do-rags? Merch idea. Good night do-rags.
I don't think you have the clientele for that.
I have a few black people. It's a lot of women.
You said it like a slave owner. I got a few black people.
Got a few blacks.
That's very sus, as my son says. Very sus.
Very sus. I have the people who message me the most about the podcast are women. They like to watch the podcast. That's what I realized. But people who come to shows, mostly men. Actually, no. There's women. There's women. Women control the money expenses in show business.
I think women bring. So it's the same with me. A lot of women buy tickets to shows.
Yeah.
They bring dates to shows.
Yeah.
And women are I would say they're better planners. They like to plan.
Yeah.
Guys are happy at home. I'm happy at home.
Oh yeah, I don't need to go out.
If you had $10 million, would you leave the house?
Never.
Oh, I'd be jerking off every day.
Be wearing my do-rag every day.
Yeah, bro.
Just relaxing.
Just
with my do-rag.
Just wiping yourself with a do-rag.
With the white one.
So
oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I wouldn't leave the house. I think guys are built that way. We're like, we just need like TV, internet. We're okay. Like we want to relax. But women love to go out. They love to go out. Like we appreciate.
They
that.
like having a social life.
Yeah, like but it's good because they drag us out, so they get us out of the house.
Can I ask you a personal question? Which is a weird thing to say with
Let's see what it is.
With this do-rag on. You are. Right, let me fix my head. You are one of the hardest working person I know. Yeah. You literally work 7 days a week, till like 3 a.m, sometimes all the time. I open my phone sometimes at 4 a.m. I'm like, oh, Sid is online. How do you, because you have a family.
Yeah.
You don't talk a lot, we don't need to, you have a family, you have a wife, you have kids. How do you, I've never seen it. Yeah, how do you balance it?
We're lucky. My wife works from home.
Oh, okay.
So I kind of see her in the daytime. So like we have the opposite schedule. So it's like she works from home, but like I see her in the day. the entire day. And she's tired of me by the time like 5 rolls around, so I can go to shows and stuff. And it's kind of like my break. My kids too, they see me all the time. Like by the time I leave for shows, it's usually around 6:30 p.m. So, you know, my kids get out around 2:45, 3 from school when it's September. So I see them for like 3-4 hours. We like play, we eat together, we have a good time. In the morning I drop them off to school, or my wife does, but like usually I'm awake helping. And then, you know, like,
So they get daytime. They get daytime, Sid.
they get daytime stuff, but they also get after school set. Like I usually go pick them up. Sometimes my wife does, but most days I would say it's me, because my wife is always on. She's always on calls.
Okay.
Like,
And then at 6 p.m. This is where you start working.
yeah, well, I wouldn't like. So
Well,
going to
working
shows
outside, yeah.
So going to shows is almost like the easy part for me. It's the easy part.
I didn't agree with you until I started producing my own shows.
Yeah.
I'm like, once I sold the tickets, you know, like, I can do an hour on stage and I'm not tired at all.
Yeah. So the marketing, poster creation, marketing, all that stuff behind it, like, it takes hours, and people don't realize it till they. And like, I'm not talking about the guys that like have like one person at their show. You don't like that. Doesn't even count. Okay, look, to have a successful show, it takes hours that goes behind it. Not only hours, but it takes a bunch of money that we put behind it, because we don't get our friends to come out. Like, I'm too old for that. I'm not begging 50 of my friends to come out of my thing. Like, it doesn't last. So you have to kind of like have a strategy. And we put a bunch of money on it. So like, there's also that, we put a bunch of money on ads, a bunch of money on other things that I don't want to talk about because whatever. But anyways,
trying to learn.
we do all that stuff. And then it takes something that takes hours, especially when it's a new show and we're creating a new product that's coming along. Sometimes it takes weeks to kind of get it going, And even when we switch locations, so now our Wednesday switch to Estrella.
Yeah.
And then we might switch back. So every time it takes kind of like 2-3 weeks for it to like get it going, So like it's a lot of work, but I think that's why there's a little bit of animosity when it comes like from people. But but it's always people that the people that don't like me are the people that I don't work with.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I don't like them for this. I'm like, no, you loved me till I stopped booking you, and I didn't book you, and they don't tell you the whole story. Let's say like the people that don't like me are the people that I don't book, and I stop booking them for a reason, but they never tell you. They never bring it up. What they'll do is like, I don't like him because of this, and you're like, really? Because you were on my shows for 3 years. You never once brought this up. Like, it's now that I'm not booking you, and I want nothing to do with you because you did A, B, C, D, and like that's not a factor, but it ultimately is. Like, you have to be a nice person to be on a show. So if you don't see people on our shows, they're probably not nice people.
Well, MTL Comedy Club. Check it out. What I like, Sid, is that one of your qualities is that you're very loyal. Like, you work with the same 20 comedians, I would say, for the past 7 years. And I always tell comedians who start, like, look at every show you want to be in and look how many times, like, let's say a guy he has a comedian. Does he have him again like 3-4 weeks later? Or is it once and then they disappear and then does he have always a new batch on his lineup? Or are there recurring comedians? Because recurring comedians means that these people like working with each other. And you work with the same 30, not let's say 40 comedians.
Well, also don't book the psychopaths.
That's a sign of, but that's a sign of like, oh, it's there's the background is healthy.
Okay,
Forget what happened on stage. The background is healthy. The relationship you have with the comedians is healthy.
No, I agree. So like we also try to produce shows where everybody on the show will feel good about coming out. So imagine having a person that's unbalanced. So we're talking about like a couple of people that are unbalanced in the scene. Imagine that like you have to spend 6 hours with them.
Yeah.
You'd be like, I don't know if this was worth it. Like that would be the train of thought in your mind. You'd be like, I don't know if this is worth it. I don't want to do this. Yeah. And sometimes I go to places and I spend 5 minutes where there's 10 minutes where comedians like that are hanging out, and I'm like, I don't want to be here anymore. I just leave. I'm too old for that. I'm an old man now. I'm like, I feel old. Like now I'm like,
I don't think, Sid, now at your level you get the true face of people. Not anymore. maybe when we started, when you were just a regular Joe.
No, it's
Now you don't get the true face of people. I think now they're like they wanna be liked.
no. I understand they want to be liked, but I always. So I have, like there's like the 20, 30 guys that or comedians that I hang out with. So I always rely on them to tell me what's also happening. So like sometimes people tell me, and then I'll just be like, I'll inquire slowly, see what's happening behind the scenes, and then I'm like, okay, well this person, because if one person tells you a story, maybe it's a story. Two people, when it's at 15, you're like, okay, I gotta stay away from this guy because this guy is like.
I see what you mean. I feel the same. The way I handle my show, I mean, we there's a crossover of maybe 95%. There's a 5% that I book that you don't book because I see something in them that can be like, okay, you still hasn't flourished as a person. Sometimes you're the summation of the people around you. I think a lot of the comedians that I book that you don't book, for example, what's important for me is that I want everybody, all the comedians that I book, because I'm a producer as well, right? I book a couple of shows. I want the comedians on the show to feel comfortable. So even if there's a guy that I like, if I know other comedians keep talking about him because he's like, aggressive or abrasive, well, I can't book you because I need my comedians to be at their best for the show. I'm thinking about the show all the time as a producer.
No, for sure. I try to go a little bit further because I don't want to take away people's spots if it wasn't warranted. So I'll be like, okay, what exactly did this person do? And if it's bad enough where I can't work with you because you did something so messed up, that it's like like nobody wants to work with you. Nobody wants to work with you, or it's you're kind of putting people's safety in.
But these extreme cases, they're extreme.
They're extreme.
I think the scene is quite. I mean, unless you have like 2 or 3 bad grapes, but everybody else.
But they're there.
Good.
So you're like, okay, well, I don't want to work with this person and this person and this person, and then it ends up being like 15 people, right? And those 15 people are like.
15 out of 50 or 100.
Yeah, but those 15 people are gonna make your life hell. Like, be like, he doesn't do this and he doesn't like me, and he's not being fair. I'm like, really, really, I'm not being fair. Okay.
It's part of handling the business.
And like I'm not, and if it's something that's not that bad, I'm okay with it, just like talking it out. And I brought people back.
Yeah.
We're like, I didn't work with them for a year or 2 years, and then we hashed it out, and we bring people back in, and we try to get people back on. Well, we get.
No, you hashed.
We get people back. We get people back on. That's a comments too. It's passing under the radar. So we're trying to get people back to come back and do spots. Like, we don't mind, but like you have to come back with the right attitude. If you're like, hey bro, why don't you have me on, you piece of shit? You're like, all right man, well have a nice day and I'll see you later. If you're like, hey, like I don't understand what happened, and we'll go through it. Be like, look, this is what I need from you, and they're like, okay, like can I, do you mind if I try it? I'm like, okay, no problem. But then there's also the comedians that are like, they go on stage and it's a bunch of racist, weird.
I like those people.
No, it's not good racist either. There's good racist where like the joke's constructed and there's a punchline at the end. This is just like, I hate Packies. You're like, cool, man. And everybody in the crowd's like, which rally are we at? So like, there's different factors.
There's fresh comedians that I see. Because that line of I hate Packies or the blacks or whatever, like just pure racism.
No, I understand.
This is based on because now what's popular is like Kill Tony. I don't know if you ever watched it. I've watched a clip of it, but it's all.
No, I watched it, but
it's all crazy.
The comedians that pass, also have well constructed jokes. I like humor. I like a little bit of
Yeah, you like edgy stuff.
Where it's like a little bit of edgy. A little bit of race baiting and all that stuff. It's okay, but there has to be a joke. Where if you're just saying I hate Packies, okay, well, okay, cool, okay, where's the rest of it?
The difference between you and I is I personally believe, because sometimes I know where they're trying to go, because I try to build, edgy jokes. I love edgy comedy.
Yeah, they're trying to go back to the 50s. What the fuck are
They're
you talking
failing,
about?
but here's the thing: I base them also off stage. You have a brand. I don't have a brand per se, so I can
it's
take
not like
risks.
I ban people right away for doing it once, twice,
Yeah.
3 times. I'm like, okay, like we just don't pass you. And like on Mondays, we'll give you a spot once every like 3 months.
Yeah.
If you're not progressing, and if you don't understand why, like, and we tell you why, like, hey, listen, there's a premise, and like there's the punchline, or there's a misdirection. There's something that has to be there, not just like I don't like these people. You're like, all right, man, like, cool. I don't know if this was like therapy for you. Like,
It is a bit therapeutic. As I said, I see what you mean. I'm more because I've been in their shoes. You know what I mean?
I understand, but it was never like that. So like I'm there at about 90% of shows.
Yeah.
So I kind of like I know what's happening, and like when the whole crowd. This is the other part. There's a few comedians.
This is gonna be the biggest podcast we ever did.
There's a few comedians. No, nobody's gonna watch it. There's a few comedians.
Thanks, Sid.
They do their sets.
Yeah.
Nobody laughs. Like not one laugh. The entire set. They come off stage and they're like, "Hey man, so when do I get a weekend?" I'm like, "For what?" Like, "Well, I killed up there." I go, "Yeah, everybody wants to commit suicide." What the are you talking about? There's nobody. It wasn't good. And then they don't get it because there's no empathy. There's no empathy there. They're not empathizing with the crowd. Like they're there to laugh. This is a comedy show. It's not you giving just a random talk about I don't know astrophysics. You have to jokes here. So I think there's a disconnect.
You think it's a lack of empathy? Is that or is it just delusion?
It's a little bit of delusion, but I think it's also like you're like did you have to be like, let me check people's faces. Let me hear the laughter. It's not hard. Is there laughs coming out of people's mouths? If there's not, they're not coming there to hear you speak about nonsense. Yeah. They're there to laugh. So like, if you can't get those laughs, it needs work. I'm not saying that people can't get there. Everybody can do it. Every single person can get to that level. And I've seen people go from dog like great. But you have to realize when it's not working out. Because if you don't realize that, then you'll never try to fix it. You know what I mean?
But to find out, I think this is what differentiates the crazies from the artists. You have to learn how to to get better, and you have to understand that it didn't work. You have to be delusional to succeed in art, but you have to also be realistic and you have to be harsh on yourself and judging your stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Am I losing my do-rag? No. Make sure we don't lose the do-rag. Let me put it on my leg. Put it in the bag. But you know what I mean? You have to be hard on yourself. Yeah, you have to be hard on yourself off stage and understand that, okay, this could get better. And I find, what's crazy is that the more shows I do, the longer shows I do, I can't trust anyone's opinion on my set.
It's not that.
I have to trust my own self. It's a weird feeling to be.
Because now you're at the level where people look up to you.
Yeah.
So when you ask people how did I do, they're always gonna say it was great.
Yeah.
Come to me, I'll tell you that you sucked and you're a piece of
I know I can always trust you with that, Sid.
I'll give you my honest opinion. And I always do. And I always tell people, and even to my demise, I always tell people, I'm like, hey, it wasn't that great. If I had to give you an honest, and even my best friends or my good friends or you, I'm like, hey, listen, it was a 5 on 10. This is what it was. This is why. And I try to be honest because there's too many people in this industry that are just they're just, they're just trying to rub your balls and make you come. And you're like, Amber, you're the best. Let me suck your cock.
It sucks to say, but I even at my level, and I'm not, I don't consider myself successful at all. I get that. I'm like, why? I'm like, oh, because you just want a spot at good night, or you want to, that's it? Oh my God. No, if you're going to be a whore for something big.
No, that's it. But there's a lot of people that won't acknowledge that their set is not ready. There's a lot of people that they need work. It needs work. And and they get mad at me. They're like, oh, you're just banning me. I'm like, nobody banned you. You're just not ready for this, for my spots. My spots are you have to be at a certain level. If you don't see people on our shows, they're not ready. They're not ready.
I'm going to be a tough journalist now. Who checks you?
Nobody needs to check me.
No, but
You know why?
Why?
People are like, oh, you're gatekeeping.
No, but like you told me, Amr, you can always come to me and trust me, blah, blah, blah. Who does that to you?
Everybody. And then I go, like, was I harsh about this? Was I wrong about this? Like, I always ask myself the question. I'm like, okay, did I ban this person for no reason? Was him jerking off in the middle of the set bad for the audience?
It was a one-time.
Maybe it was. And like, I always ask myself, did I do the right thing?
Yeah.
And it's like, I always try to do the right thing. I always try to go the right way. And like, most people they're not banned. I think I just don't want to work with like 3 or 4 people. There's like 3 or 4 people I don't want to work with. But the rest are not banned. They say they're banned. They tell people they're banned because they can't make the weekend. So it kind of justifies why they didn't get on. So like, oh, I'm banned and I'm banned. That, he doesn't want to put me on shows. I'm like, no, you could come do Mondays at McKibben's or, Sundays. But look, weekends, you have to work towards that. And if you didn't earn it, don't come and be a baby and be like, I didn't get it. Like, we don't have time for that. I don't even address it online. I'm like, I don't care. When people are talking online, go. You have time for that because you have no life. You have nothing to do. You have nothing happening. You're not happy with yourself. It's okay. Go do whatever you have to do. I'm old now. I don't need this shit. You guys go do that. Have fun online. I don't need it. It's like, after this podcast, go cry.
Please cry in the comments. Let's let the algorithm cry in the comments if you have anything you want to add. I wanted to ask comedians if they have any questions for you, but I forgot. So it's okay. I guess I'm going to have to think, if I was an open micer, what questions would I want to ask you? What makes a great comedian in your mind as a comedy producer?
A great comedian?
Yeah.
Like I said, you have to be empathetic toward like from the beginning to the end.
Yeah.
So you have to have
like a special. Okay, this is a special human. Like, how do you what makes a great comedian?
So you have to have good presence on stage. That's number one.
Yeah.
So you have to have good presence. You have to have. It's hard to say this, but you have to have your lines down. Your lines down.
What does that mean?
So like when you recite jokes, when you're like telling your jokes to people, a lot of people so when you at the beginning and you're a fresh comedian, a lot of people forget their lines. So like bro, if you're not even ready at that point, like it's like you're not there. You're not there. You haven't practiced at home in front of the mirror. Come back. Like it's okay. Come back.
So know your lines.
Look, stage presence. Original jokes or good jokes or well constructed jokes. Like, it doesn't have to be original, really. Like a lot of people have the same topics, but some people have the same jokes, and like kids don't steal people's jokes. Like, what happens in Montreal? I don't know what it is. I think it's every city, but like when you run a circuit, you kind of start hearing like almost the same material. You're like, hey, this was, and it's that 10%. You're like, I heard that joke. I've heard this joke. This person does it. I heard this person. They almost flip it. We're like, well, it's not the same. I'm like, it's this. It's the same joke. Yeah. So it's almost like
now that I'm being an elder in the city, I see my influence on younger comedians. I'm like, oof. I don't take it badly.
Is anybody else sucking mics?
Not yet. I think that would be the next. Once it's, I bet you someone's gonna come and say it. But I see just the energy I bring, my I don't care attitude. Just I'll say whatever comes into mind.
Yeah.
But as I said, I have the special thing where I can get away with it, and I find.
But it's also like, that's not you, man. Like that came back. So. Because when something swings one way, so the last, you'll attest to this, last 5, 6, 7 years were like, everybody was getting offended by anything, like anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You could say the mildest stuff, and people were like, oh, well, that's sexist, or that's racist, or that's misogynistic, and they just like to put the words out there. And some of them were like, some comedians would gaslight you because they suck, and what they want to do is they want to put you on edge, or they want to put you on blast, like the kids say, so people don't book you.
Yeah.
Those are horrible people. Those are the 10% I'm talking about. So it goes one way. So they're like, oh, he's misogynistic, or he's this, or he's that. But what happens is when you do that, it's going to swing back so far across. And as a brown guy, I don't want that. Like, I do not want that. But it's going to happen because the psychopaths that are out there are like, oh my God, you said this and you said that. They're like, oh, just stop your shit. It wasn't even that offensive. It wasn't. It's like you're just being a sack of shit. You're just out there being a fucking...
So you have to get ready. Get ready. The swing where khakis.
No, but that's it.
Exactly.
I don't want that. I'm like, fuck. You're creating this because you're like, you were so offended by every single little thing that now it's going to come back across and I will become a slave for some reason because you were offended by somebody eating Doritos on a page. They create climate change.
Well, Sid, if you are a gatekeeper now, you have to see what I allow and what I don't allow on stage.
Look, you know I'm not a gatekeeper because I don't work for anybody else. I hate that word. I'll tell you why.
Sorry.
Okay. I'll tell you what the difference is. Okay. Gatekeeping implies that I'm keeping you from somebody in the castle. Okay. Mm-hmm. I built my own castle. Yeah. That's me. Yeah. I'm the. Yeah. I'm at the top. I'm in the castle. I'm not gatekeeping.
You're the door guy and you're the king of the castle.
So I'm not gatekeeping you from everything. You want to know gatekeeping? Go see somebody else. I've been gatekept from a lot of stuff. Look.
Sorry. What I meant by gatekeeping is that you will decide what you allow on your stage. That's what I meant by gatekeeping.
But that's normal. Any business is like that.
But that's what I meant. I didn't mean to say that you're holding close the door for.
But any business is like that. Like any business will allow, like they'll allow certain things. But like if you're like just a deranged human being, you're not either one. You're not coming into the business, and two, we're not employing you.
Yeah.
So like there's a lack of like adulthood in the scene where like people don't understand that. It's like, hey, like listen, you can't come here. Shit all over the venue, shit all over the patrons, shit all over the peers, over me, and then we're like, will you come do a set? No, we don't give a nobody cares. Nobody cares.
You're in an odd situation where you have to deal with like actual comedians who do weekends, selling tickets, and handling open micers. Okay. You have to do because like if you look at other clubs, the guy who runs the club is not there to handle the open micers. You know what I mean? You're in an odd situation. You have to handle all of that.
I like watching
Eventually, you will have gatekeepers at your business. Like you will have to hire.
Because we go through the list together, and I tell them, look, you could have everybody except for these 5 people or 3 people or 4 people, whatever's on the list. Like everybody else is good with me. Like I don't care. And then there's like another 5 that self-banned themselves because they're like, I'm banned. I'm like, all right. Because they couldn't make the weekend. I'm like, okay, whatever, fuck. Like, come back. Like, let me know when you're ready and you're not banned anymore.
Something I learned about Sid is to take negative energy and turn it into positivity.
Yeah,
you know how to take people on you, and I'm like, I'm just gonna work hard to be more successful. I've never had that until I met you. When I felt, because I used to have an office job and there was like some bit of politics, not a lot. As an engineer, there's not much of that, but there was still some, and it would destroy me from the inside. I never learned like, I could use this to push myself and become. And now I'm using it, and I used it not too long ago.
It motivates me for sure.
It motivates me. Yeah. I use this negative energy to and it's very new. To use that equation in my mind. It's very healthy.
Yeah, it's healthy. It motivates you for sure. You don't have to go and beat up people. You just go.
No.
Do your own thing. Go to the gym.
It was fun during boxing classes. It was great.
You work on yourself, and there's also people that like pick and choose the causes that they want to fight. You're like, those comedians are like, and they don't see like, like sometimes they're like sacks of shit on stage, but they're like climate change. You're like, what the f are you talking about? You just beat up a bum. You just beat up a homeless guy. Climate change. You're like, all right, man, that's enough out of you. It's like you just, you know what I mean?
Sometimes their onstage persona does not match their offstage.
It's hilarious.
Character.
It's so funny. You're like, you're a sack of shit.
Yes.
You're like, climate change, man. Climate change.
Because I find these people, they want the
claps.
Yeah. I hate the woo.
Yeah,
I hate the woo.
A couple of comedians online, they're like, oh, when you use Chat GPT, you're using all this energy and it's bad for the climate, it's bad for the environment. I'm like, yeah, cool, but bro, you're like 600 pounds and you've been eating more than anybody else. I think the 16 meals that you had today is bad for climate change. Why don't you get on a diet and just have 1 or 2 meals like a normal person, and that will solve half the issue of this planet.
Clip
climate
it.
Change.
Clip it, Gabe. We got a clip. Yeah, I feel the same way. I think these people, they just, when you want attention, it must be an amazing drug to just get all that attention. You know what I mean? Just give me attention. Give me attention.
They're trying to seem like good people, but they're not. And those are the same people that talk about everybody. Not just me. Like
in 2025, it's good enough. That understand, like 30 years ago, before social media, if you were a sack of just a sack of right?
Yeah.
Now you can be a sack of and look amazing. Like, look how kind of it was very hard back then. Now it's so easy. Everybody can have two personalities. Everybody can have schizophrenia.
Yeah, that's how it is now, man. Everybody's like, it's like a weird. They have their online persona and it's offline. It's just like, okay, camera's off, kick that dog. You're like, all right, man.
I wanted to ask you a question. You're one of the few people I know who was extremely in shape, then got super fat, and then got in shape again. And I always wanted to ask, how did people treat you differently when you were like super in shape and hot and sexy, and when you got super mega fat? Did they treat you differently? Did you find that humans treat you differently? And what led you to go, I'm gonna lose what? You lost 50 pounds?
So yeah, I just don't put up with people's shit. So they treat me the same. Like, I don't care. You know me for a long time. I don't. The way they treated me is the same.
Like regular humans outside of your industry.
Oh, regular humans?
Yeah. Because you were really hot. So I'm assuming all girls wanted to.
No, nobody wants to. Like, have you seen the forum with Indian people? Like when there's like a video, like let's say on Instagram or TikTok, and there's like a bunch of Indians, even though they're doing nothing.
Yeah.
Like, not one deodorant was used in this video. Bro, the racism towards Indians is at a all-time high right now. You're like,
I don't get that.
I'm like, I
algorithm.
expect some of those comments on this video. Not one deodorant was used in the video. Deport. You're like, oh, what the is happening? And like, you know why? It's because Indian people are so passive when it comes to like people treating us like shit. And I've seen it. Like, people will go up to an Indian person and be like, hey, you Paki, why don't you go back home and use some deodorant? And they'll be like, well, thank you very much. Have a nice day.
It's part of Hinduism.
And they'll just walk along. And I'll be like, but
that's smart, Sid. What, you want to go punch a guy in the face? He's an idiot. He's an ignorant idiot.
But other races have put in the work where if you say that to them, they will beat the Okay, so we have to start doing that, because that's not right. So I think people are not scared of us. That's the problem.
But I think, Sid, it's better for the individual.
And we're a billion people.
Yeah.
We're a billion people. So we should always travel in packs. And when people say that, we're always travel in packs. And when people say that, just them up.
I think you're saying this, Sid, as a joke. I truly believe, because listen, as a population, Indian immigrants are very successful.
We are.
They're business owners. They're professionals, they're doctors, they're engineers, they're accountants, they're on their own businesses. They work hard. Sid, you're one of the hardest working person I know. Every single Indian I know works 80 hours a week just to set the example for his family, and for, I'm assuming, other Indians, or also just for his own. I don't know, but they work really hard. If they were to do what you're going to do, and every time a guy like, hey, super packy, you smell, whatever, then you would end up in prison. And
I was just joking. No, but I think people are really...
I'm going to make a clip of you saying, yeah, you should go.
That's okay. I don't care. Who's watching this? It's like fucking
thousands of people.
No, it's not thousands. Like 3 people.
No, I get like... Okay, I'm not going to say how many thousands of people listen to my shorts, but there's a big number.
4, 5, whatever.
No, but I see what you mean. In the sense, they're very passive. And you know how I feel this? Because sometimes I'll do racial jokes, and I'll make jokes about Indians. And let's say I make jokes about blacks. There's two groups of people I usually make jokes about. It's black people and Jews. Because I personally believe in my heart.
Did this start when you started shaving your head?
No,
I just want to see the correlation.
No, because in my heart, because of my how I grew up, I feel black and Jewish.
No, but stereotypes are great.
Yeah.
Are great for jokes. But when you're saying it on a thread or forum or like in real life, for real, like there's a problem with you. Yeah. So
as you see, my algorithm doesn't get that. My algorithm gets other types of.
And we're also still not at the point where like somebody will put a racist comments towards Indians and their employers will fire them.
Yeah.
They're like, it's fine. If you say it about black people, they'll be like, sorry, bro, we can't do that here. Indian people is like, I'll give it a pass this time.
Oh God, I didn't think of that. That's true.
It's like
Yeah.
we're just like, I don't know.
But maybe that's why you guys succeed.
We're like society's piñatas. Us and the Asians. Asians during COVID got it bad.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, yeah. Not now. It calmed down. Now it's the Jews. The Jews. Oh my God, Sid. It's okay.
Not as
You
bad.
want to hear something? Okay, how can I say this without incriminating anybody I know?
Gabe.
No, it's not Gabe. It's not Gabe.
Gabe's, I'm gonna be editing this. Like,
I've spoken with someone, and he said things like, "No, I think Israel, should exist." Which is how I truly feel. Like I think Israel should exist, and then he told me like, "Hey, do you mind not telling people that I've said that Israel should exist?"
okay.
Because he didn't want to offend pro-Palestinian people. I'm like, this is it used to be like if you said an anti-Semitic joke, you had to apologize. Now, if you say a pro-Israel sentence, you have to keep it a secret.
No,
I'm like, what? That's insane.
No, it depends where you're at. I think both sides that are very extreme like that.
And he's a regular person. He's not an extremist.
No, but like saying one side or the other side shouldn't exist, I think is kind of. I think everybody should be able to live in peace.
Yeah.
And on their own land, do what they have to do. And they divided the land at one point, and then I think that it should go back to that. I don't know. People are not going to agree with me, but I don't give a and just be peaceful. But they did this and they did that. Oh yeah, but then it's never going to end. So get ready for the next 50 years.
It's been like that for 3,000 years. I don't think.
No, but just let it. You know what I mean? Like, you guys are not even giving it a chance. It's like, and it's not really giving it a chance because there's always somebody that's like, no, this person. You're like, okay, you know what? Have fun with your.
I always say
this thing that's never gonna end.
The same way hate is spread easily, I truly believe love can be spread as easily. I always let's say, you know how much I love Jews. We've had this stuff. I love Jews a lot.
No, you rub them all the time. You're like money.
Yeah, this is. I don't know if you guys knew this, but if you rub the Jew, I don't know why the light came on the second I said rub a Jew. I don't know who turned it on. I think we need to wait. How long have you been recording? Oh damn. Okay, yeah, we'll end on this. I always said that if you treat the person you're supposed to dislike with love, eventually he will maybe treat the person that he's supposed to dislike with love. And this is how, if people are not fearful, they will not take decisions based on fear or anger. So I always try to create a peaceful environment with people that I'm supposed to disagree with. Even if I disagree with them. Even I have friends who I disagree with politically, I still treat them with love, just so they don't take any decisions out of fear. That's it.
No, I agree. I agree with that. You can't treat people badly, but at a certain point, if you see that this person's just an evil person.
Yeah. There's very few evil people.
I'm not saying. We're not talking about comedy. We're not talking about comedy, but there are.
Yeah.
There are a
Very
lot
few,
of very, very bad people in the world.
Very few.
Very few percentage-wise.
Yeah.
Okay, but you still gotta be like, okay,
this guy's
this is gonna punch this guy.
This guy cannot do Mondays. Am I right? All right, Sid, brother, this was very interesting and very exactly what I expected.
Listen to this shit.
Guys, thank you so much for listening. If you want to watch comedy, please visit mtlcomedyclub.com for all your comedy needs. Always great shows throughout the city. Everywhere you want to go to MTL Comedy Club. You'll find a show in your neighborhood or that suits your needs, whether it's a restaurant or a bar. Always great comedy at MTL Comedy Club. And follow Sid at Street out of Montreal. In case you want to follow Sid, send him a dick pic.
Yeah, I'll post all my dislikes, the list of people I don't like in the comedy scene.
Yeah, if you want to subscribe to his mailing list to get the list of comedians he doesn't work with. And guys, thank you so much for listening. And again, thank you, Sid. You were a wonderful interviewee. And thank you guys for listening. Thank you, Gabe. And thank you, Eugene. I love you both. Bye, everybody. Bye, guys. Thank you.